You know why I'm vacationing in Dubai right now? Because I stopped drowning in RFEs, intake calls, and late night filings. I used to hire freelancers who barely knew what a G28 was. Total chaos. Then I found IMI support, virtual immigration paralegals trained in real case prep, docket-wise, and USCIS workflows. Now my calendar's clean, my clients are happy, and my firm runs while I relax. You can hustle or you can outsource smart. I chose freedom. I chose IMI support.
Well, what happens when a president tries to reshape refugee policy and a federal judge, slams the brakes not just once, but twice? It's a courtroom clash that could decide the future of how America welcomes people fleeing war and persecution. Welcome, everyone, to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. I'm Nipasa, your host, and this is Sam, your co host for today. And welcome to Daily Immigration Dose. Thank you so much, each one of you, for joining us. Where big stories from the headlines turn them into thoughtful and easy discussions, I would say. So I hope that you're going to resonate with today's discussion as well. We are streaming live right now on YouTube, LinkedIn, X, and also on Facebook. So check us out, connect with us, and you can also check us out on Instagram, by the way. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. And before we head on with the discussion, I have this important disclaimer. And that is, by watching our videos, you agree and understand that the information shared, including user comments, is not professional advice. Use at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend, it's just a casual exchange of ideas. So the floor is open for you all also to join, participate, and discuss with us. And yes, hi Sam, lovely to see you today as well.
Same here, Nipasa, and I think I'm really happy for this webinar because, after this we are having a long weekend. So, friends, I'll just say that Happy Independence Day to everybody, and I hope you still have some of the plans for these 3 days, and don't just sit around your bed and have a normal watching movie. I mean, don't just watch movie. Go around, have fun, and spend some lovely time with your loved ones. So, with that, I think today our topic is again very important, friends, and I'm sure you all have your point of views on this topic. That is Code to Trump refugee contracts must stand. Big win or temporary reprieve? So, I think, Nepasa, right now, how we watch Netflix movies, I think it's more interesting and more entertaining to watch what is going on in USA. Every day, we are hearing something on the other, and it's like, we are eagerly waiting what are the next step that the administration is taking. So I think, friends, stay calm, stay connected, and watch this session till the end. Also, go ahead and participate in this session by dialing up this number, that is 425-4366-335 with the access code 988888. And do let us know about your thoughts, about your plans, and most importantly, your status. So I think, Napasa, let me go ahead with my news update that I have for you guys.
Sure,
And this
sure.
is about USCIS change text alert number. So if you're waiting for updates from US immigration friends, then I'll just say heads up because from July 1, we had a daily immigration dose on this session as well. But this is just a reminder that from July 1, USCIS will no longer send text alerts from the number that is 468 311. And from now on, you are going to receive an official messages from a new number that is 872466, which is actually a short for USA immigration. So yeah, don't ignore it. And if you get any text from this number that is 872466, then it could be an important update about your immigration case. So stay alert and make sure to save this new number. Now, this was the news and this was a quick heads up from my side. Now, Napasa, over to you, please.
Thank you so much, Sam. And yes, sorry, thank you so much, Sam. And absolutely, we do have a lot of things to keep in mind. And especially, it's the eve of Independence Day, it's the 4th of July tomorrow. And we see a lot in the news happening right now, especially if you look at, that A US judge has also blocked President Trump's asylum ban at US Mexico border, and they're saying that he has exceeded authority. And on the other hand, we also have a judge blocking order bearing asylum access at border and gives administration 2 weeks to appeal. So this is happening just pre-independence day, and well, suspending asylum access at the southern border is unlawful, as many are saying. So, on the other hand, of course, people are furious, and we also hear that, the U.S. job market is slowing down. President Trump's tariffs, hiring freeze are actually weighing on employment, and data signals a rare private sector contraction as well. So there's a lot happening. All I can say is, just stay safe. And the big question is, is it true, win for refugee advocates or just a temporary pause? Well, there's a question to you folks out there. Maybe you can tell us what you think is going to happen to all these things that are happening around in America right now with regard to immigration, where every business is also being affected. Big or small, and all the people, they are pretty anxious as to what is going to happen. So before, well, we get to today's discussion, I also wanted to just wish all of you a very happy and safe 4th of July tomorrow. And for now, I think we should definitely try to reflect on freedom, maybe independence, and what it really means to live in a nation of laws. Do you feel free? Do you feel independent? It's Independence Day tomorrow, so I would really like to know, how are you feeling today on the eve of Independence Day? Let us know in the comments wherever you're watching. Comment now, or best even join us in the discussion on this number you can see on the screen: 425-436-6335, and the access code is 988-888. So, yeah, Sam.
Absolutely. And I think our friends should know. And with that, I think, Nipasa, now let's begin our today's session. And without any further ado, it's time to jump into our today's topic. So if you can, let us know what is happening right now. And most importantly, what are the codes? I mean, are the codes split, and what the two rulings really mean in this session? Yeah.
Yes, sure thing. Today we are going to discuss a lot in this discussion today, what the two court rulings actually mean, how refugees and support groups are also affected apart from the other immigrants, and what limits, exist on executive power as well, and where this could all lead next. So to start off, the courts are split, and these two rulings, what do they really mean? First thing to know is that there are two different courts looked at the refugee program issue, and they didn't entirely agree. So there is a clash in their agreement. You can say they are not on the same page. And a federal judge in Seattle said that President Trump's executive order, which aimed to shape the U.S. refugee admissions program, went too far when it canceled long-standing contracts with faith-based refugee groups. So you talk about priests or the rabbis, they are all sort of thinking what is going to happen. And the judge said that this sudden move could violate the law by being arbitrary and also capricious. So basically, it's not well explained and or thought through. That's what they are claiming, and it is affecting a large group. So the same court, ordered the government to bring those contracts back and keep the refugee program operating, at least for now. So that is one side. And if you look at the other side, that is the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, who stepped in and they said, wait a minute, the executive order doesn't actually cancel refugee status for people who were already approved before January 20th. So they allowed the government to pause the first ruling, except for those earlier cases. So it's sort of a strange middle ground, Sam, like what is going to happen? One is saying this way, the other saying that way. And in the middle, like it's sort of like a confused state, The court, the lower court wants the refugee support system back and running, but the appeals court is still reviewing how far that order should go. So it's not a full win or a loss for either side. It's like a legal tug of war. They're still, pulling this side and the other side. We don't know which side is going to win. So we'll have to see, wait, and get to know also the views from you folks out there. Let us know, what do you think, which side is going to win, or what is going to happen maybe. And if you two are, in the US, maybe in one of these programs, what do you think, or what sort of situation, or what are you facing? Maybe you would like to share your story with us, so please feel free to get in touch with us also, and we would like to know your end of the story as well. It's impacting
Absolutely.
everyone, Sam. Yeah, it's really impacting not just, I mean, asylees, but they have their lives here in the US, and they may have friends, they have acquaintances, jobs. It's interdependency, everybody is being impacted. So if you look at the real world impact also, maybe you could tell us something about it.
Absolutely. And I think that's a great point, Nepalsa, that you have uh, put up. And I think, it is impacting drastically. And talking about refugees, I mean, earlier things were very different, things were very lenient, but right now things are very changed and very strict. So I'll just say that going ahead with these news updates, it's quite surprising, and some of the people are getting really scared. But friends, don't scare yourself, and don't be afraid about all these things. You stay tuned and stay connected with us, and also hopefully you have subscribed to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show, and we will take up this responsibility to keep you guys updated with everything that is happening in the world of immigration. Okay, now if I talk about the real world impact, then I'll just say in a very simple way that imagine that you are a refugee and who's been waiting for years to come to the United States, and you finally get that green light. Everything is done, your paperwork is done, your bags are ready, and you are having that energy, to get into the United States. But boom, something happens and everything stops. Means your whole process, your whole dreams just put an end to it. There is no explanation, no updates, just silence. And that is the reality, that is happening with thousands of people right now. So it's not just about, refugees, the agencies also that help them. It's like a total chaotic situation that's happening. And, there are non-profit organizations that do everything, like from picking up refugees at the airport to helping them find the place to live in and help their kids also to start the school. And overnight, their funding also got cut off, no warning, like everything just gone. So now it's like they are scrambling, and they have had to lay off staff and shut down offices, and some are just barely hanging on. Now it's like, imagine running a charity where you're supposed to help people start over, but suddenly you have no money, there is no financial help, and no idea what the rules even are anymore. So I'll just say that right now, families are being separated and people are stuck in dangerous situations, like abroad also, and no one's knowing what's going to happen next because there are so much uncertainty that is lying inside. And it's like hitting pause on someone's entire life, but with no promise of play resuming anytime soon. And that's why judge has stepped in, and because these are not just policies on paper, but also it is more about people's life. It's more about how human should be treated and how human should stay in a country. And right now I'll just say that both the refugees and the people trying best to help them who are stuck in limbo. So yeah, it is a quite serious thing that is happening. But friends, do let us know, and more about any story that you have come across, or any news update regarding this that you would like us to know more. And with that, I think, friends, we will dive more into the topic. So it's time for a short break. Don't go anywhere. Keep watching, everybody. Immigration Talk Show. It is Daily Immigration Talk, streaming live at 4 p.m. EDT. It's me, Sam, your host, with my co-host Nipasa. So don't go anywhere, keep watching, and we'll be right back just after a short break.
You know why I'm vacationing in Dubai right now? Because I stopped drowning in RFEs, intake calls, and late night filings. I used to hire freelancers who barely knew what a G28 was. Total chaos. Then I found IMMI support, virtual immigration paralegals trained in real case prep, DocketWise, and USCIS workflows. Now my calendar's clean, my clients are happy, and my firm runs while I relax. You can hustle or you can outsource smart. I chose freedom. I chose Emmy support.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Immigration Talk Show. You're watching Daily Immigration Doors, and we are not just live on YouTube, but also available on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram as well. And if you haven't subscribed to us till yet, then please do it right now. And today, the topic is again, friends, very important court to Trump. Refugee contracts must stand, big win or temporary reprieve. A lot to discuss in this session, and I think we have covered two of the main topics in this one. So, Nipasa, if you can also let us know more about the session, more about, other pointers that you would like to add onto this discussion, then that would be great.
Sure, Sam. Absolutely, it'll be my pleasure as well. But before we go into that, I just want to say hello to Sunish. Thank you so much for joining us here on Immigration Talk Show. I can see your comments. I'm going to read them shortly, but thank you so much for joining us and, stay with us. Also, friends, you can join us just like Sunish. Comment whatever you wish to, participate in this show. Tell us about yourself, maybe, or what do you think is going to happen, or do you feel independent enough? Because tomorrow's Independence Day. Are you reflecting on your freedom right now? Tell us how you're feeling. Share with us. We'd really love to know. So, coming back to the discussion, Sam,
Yeah.
what I wanted to share is executive power versus legal limits. There is a lot of power, but what about the limits that also exist, and who has the final say? That's the biggest question, right? And To look at the power dynamics behind the story, under US law, the president has wide authority over immigration and refugee policy. So when President Trump signed the executive order in January, he was well within his role to realign the refugee program and rethink how it's structured. So right now it's July, but this has been in terms much before even our president joined office as well. So, but then of course, this is key. Even presidential power has legal limits, as we have been seeing. Whether you talk about birthright citizenship in the middle right, and it was ruled over, so it was not accepted. And the judge reminded, now, the judge reminded everyone that if a government agency makes a major policy change, it still has to explain its reasoning and follow certain procedures. So these are the main things to keep in mind. And you can't just flip a switch and shut everything down without a process. Can't just happen suddenly, just like what is happening right now. It's neither here nor there with the refugee program as well. So, and the State Department, led by Secretary Marco Rubio, said they canceled these contracts because they are no longer fit. They no longer fit the agency's goal. But the court said that's not enough. You need to show the facts behind that decision.
Yeah.
Just because they are not aligning with what you think, you can't just shut it down, because there are processes. Everything has to be followed. It has a big history. People have been following a certain set of rules, regulations, the law, and if you don't do that, then you can't just suddenly stop doing that. So like the government says, there is a way to do it. And it's not about whether the government has the right to change direction. It's also about whether they follow the right legal steps to do it. I think that's what I wanted to share. And
Yeah. And I think it's going, the past like a tug of war, as you have mentioned, and it is going like that way. And it is difficult to understand, who is right and who is not right, because we can expect something might good happen, after experimenting. So I'll just say that it's too soon to have your opinion and to come into a, I'll say, conclusion. So friends, but still, if you have your opinions or anything, and if you want us to know more about it, then feel free to put them on the comment section, as how Sunish has done. So I think let me go ahead with the Sunish comment. And he's saying the US Senate on Tuesday passed President Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act. That's right, bringing with it a new tax on overseas money transfers by non-citizens. And the legislation, which takes effect on July 4th, 2025, introduces a 1% levy on remittances made through cash, money orders, or cashier's checks. That's right, Sunish, and thank you so much. We had one of the discussion. We had a discussion on this topic. One big beautiful bill. You can go ahead and check out our channel, and you'll just type this topic, and you'll get one from Daily Immigration Dose. So yeah, I think thank you so much, Sunish, for being here and being participating in this session. Friends, if you still want, you can dial up this number that is 425-4366-335 with the access code 988888. Join us and do let us know more about your situation, your status, or anything that you wish to talk about. Okay, and with that, I think Napasa, we have covered everything in this discussion and successfully talking about most of the important pointers. So with that, I think it's time to wrap up our session and say goodbye to our viewers. So please go ahead and yeah, let's say bye to our viewers.
Okay, Sam, and well, as we wrap up, today's episode, all I wanted to say, let's go back to the big question: is it a victory or just a temporary pause? I think it's still in between, like a tug of war, as we have been speaking, and the courts are still deciding. So the refugee agencies are holding on for right now, and the families, they are in limbo certainly. But what's clear is that when big policy shifts happen, especially those tied to presidential authority, they don't just live on paper. They have real world consequences, and everybody is being affected. And the courts are there to make sure that the rules are followed, even when the stakes are high. So let's see what's going to happen. And Kritika has actually joined us. So before I conclude, I will just read what Kritika has to say. This resource, thank you, Kritika, for joining. Hi to you. I hope you have subscribed to our channel, by the way. So subscribe now if you haven't, and like, share with your friends as well. So this resource provides daily updates from the CWS policy team in our inbox on the latest policy changes. The morning's headlines on key issues impacting refugees and immigrants, and updated tools to take action. Subscribe now to receive daily updates on the latest developments and the ways to support impacted communities. The next edition of State of Play will be published on Monday. Well, thank you for that update, Kritika. I think this will be a helpful resource for viewers out there who are, in this, the refugee or the asylum processes right now, and they need to know what can be updated to them. So thank you so much for sharing this with us, Kritika. And yeah, with Independence Day tomorrow, I think this moment really reminds us that America's greatest strength isn't just our power, but it's our principles, fairness, due process, and the belief that laws should guide even our biggest decisions. So, from all of the conversation today, we here at Immigration Talk Show, we would really like to wish you folks out there a safe and a meaningful 4th of July. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. And until then, I'll say happy long weekend to everyone and enjoy your holiday tomorrow. And let us know what you feel as well. Don't forget to subscribe. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. And check us out not just on YouTube, but also on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. And stay in touch with us. Also, if you want to get in touch directly with us, maybe you have some things to share or some questions that you need answers to, or some topics that you want us to discuss as well, write to us. You can also call me or WhatsApp me. This is my number, 408-335-6444. And my email is nipa@staffingly.com. And also, you can email Sam. Her email address is sam@staffingly.com. So this is it for now. Y'all out there, keep on having a wonderful day ahead and keep watching Immigration Talk Show.
Happy holidays, everyone.
You know why I'm vacationing in Dubai right now? Because I stopped drowning in RFEs, intake calls, and late night filings. I used to hire freelancers who barely knew what a G28 was. Total chaos. Then I found IMMI Support, virtual immigration paralegals trained in real case prep, docket-wise, and USCIS workflows. Now my calendar's clean, my clients are happy, and my firm runs while I relax. You can hustle or you can outsource smart. I chose freedom. I chose IMMI